All right. Okay. Hey, we got one person in here. What's going on? Wasn't sure if anybody would show up at all. Oh, and they're gone. Sweet. Alrighty. Well, everybody who's potentially watching the playback, hopefully you're having a great day whenever you're watching this. Um, if nobody actually shows up, I might just treat this as like a regular video and just kind of talk through some things. Um, at some point, I wanted to kind of go through. Hey, what's going on, Todd? What's going on, sir? Glad to have you here. Yeah. This. Well, I don't know if I could really fit it into a video on here or not, but I wanted to kind of go through all of my numbers for the dumpster rental business. Last year was my first. Well, I started getting rentals in February, and obviously starting from nothing into something has taken definitely some time. So um, I was wanting to go through the numbers of last year, the whole year. I've got my QuickBooks profit and loss statement right here, um, and just kind of go through it to maybe give a good understanding of what it might be like. Um, my results are not going to be your results in a different area. Could be completely different. Maybe it could be similar, but this is not a get rich quick scheme of any kind. Chris James, what's going on, bro? Good to have you here. Very good, very good. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you my numbers for all of last year. I've got my QuickBooks profit loss statement right here, and I would love to share that with you and just kind of go through my stuff. I do have up till today printed out. I would love to just show you like my actual my screen so you can follow along with me. But as far as sharing my own screen on the computer with that um, tab and making sure I'm not divulging like all of my critical information on the QuickBooks. I really don't want to do that. So, um, yeah. So just trying to, if I can figure that out in a protected privacy way to share all the nitty gritty and go into it, I would love to. And at some point I'll hopefully figure that out. But um, yeah. So I'll just kind of get into it. If anybody hops in here, if I think there's 5 people in here, wow. Thanks for hopping in. I'm just going to be sharing my numbers here, and if people have questions or want me to go back, I will. More than willing to. Or without you being able to see it, I can at least go into the other tab and pull up exactly what went into each total for each item line. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get into it. This is January through December of last year. Um, I only started getting my first dumpster rental was in February, and so it's really like 11ish months, 10 and a half, we'll say. But yeah, this is my numbers for last year. So the big number starting with it, which is the gross number for last year, was after, let's see, after discounts that I gave, refunds, and Okay, and that was cash payments. So altogether, my total gross last year was 41,284.05. So a little over 41 grand gross for 2021, for roughly 10 and a half months, however you want to divvy that up. Of that 41,000, I had a total cost of goods, the trash disposal fees, the dump fees. The number on that was 9,169.73. So almost, over 20%, but under 25%, I guess, was straight to dump fees. So immediately, straight to dump fees. SJ, what's going on? Sean from Florida, thanks for the free info. Hey, yeah, glad to help, man. There's no sugarcoating this. There is no selling you a pipe dream. For me, this is just real raw numbers, as pretty or as ugly as they are. It is what it is. So yeah, so 91.69 for dump fees. So you can, depending on your local dump fees, what you've got going on. Hopefully you're if you do have higher dump fees in your area, my dump fees per ton is $54 a ton. So if you have a higher number for your dump fees, then you're probably going to need to charge more. So your gross number will be much higher if you have the exact amount of customers and exact everything. If your dump fees are higher, you should be probably charging higher. So the gross profit after the dump fees says it's so minus the dump fees is 32,114.32. So 32,000 there. And then begins the laundry list, most of this of actual expenses. So as I've mentioned in some of my videos, I did not have a bookkeeper until late last year. So some of these numbers are going to be slightly off, and I'll get into sharing all that info with exactly what happened. But the accounting fees were $360.50. So I only had a bookkeeper for the tail end of the year, and what she had to do was catch me up, which was a lot of work in a short amount of time for her to get me completely caught up to that day. I think it was sometime in November, October, somewhere in there. And then from there on, we've been tracking and going monthly and all that. So $360 was just catching me up, and then just the tail end of a monthly fee going into the next year of 22. Altogether in advertising and marketing, I've spent $1,285. So I don't know if that's good or bad. Seems like it's enough, but maybe that should be more. Almost $2,000 in a year. I only have and the picture of last year was I had one dump trailer up until I believe June, and then until June, and then that's when I bought my second dump trailer. So you don't need to spend 10 grand on advertising when you only have one dump trailer and then two. Like, that's kind of silly. So anyways, 1285 last year for advertising, marketing. Bad debt, which I believe was I did look that up. That was people who didn't actually pay. When you don't have a process in motion, you don't know what you're doing, which I did not in a lot of areas last year, and I'm still learning. I did not get paid for $542 worth and some change. They ghosted me. Never heard from them again. All of it. So that was written off to taxes. It's on my expenses. So I incurred the loss of that. And so, yeah, that was an expense there to be written off. Bank fees and service charges, $292. Um, Largely, or I can't remember when that happened, but I started following the Profit First money management system. It's made by Mark, or not Mark. Who is that? I never remember people's names. Let me look that up real quick. But basically, it's called Profit First because it's kind of in the name, I guess. You are going to take your profit first and build your business not off of um, having major debt, setting yourself up for potential failure. Let me get his name real quick, which basically means I say all this to say why I bring that up. The bank fees and service charges. I have multiple accounts. I don't just have one general expense account plus. Let me pull it up here. Where are you at? What am I doing? Who knows? Um, I have the audiobook somewhere. Maybe not. Uh, oh my word. It's here somewhere. Anyways, if you type in Profit First, you'll find it. Basically, I have multiple accounts. He directly talks about find a bank that doesn't charge you monthly fees or very, very minimal. There it is. I can't say his last name, but Mike. Yeah. I'm terrible. Let me see here. David Stanton, my brother. Names are hard. Yeah, bro. My brother lives down in Nashville. Shout out to you, bro. Anthony Rod, just give them their trash back. Well, it's a little too late. I've debated back and forth if I'm going to be a guy who dumps stuff in people's driveways. I'm probably just not going to be that guy. So, American AF Dumpsters, what's going on, man? Glad to have you here. Hopefully, you're having a good day. Alejandro. Okay. I'm terrible with names. What's going on? Glad to have you here. If you're just joining, I'm just going through my last year numbers. I printed out the QuickBooks because I don't know how to show the screen and do that without giving away all of my personal information or whatever. I'm not trying to get whatever. So, anyways, I printed it out. Here's my QuickBooks of all last year, and then I also have the combined all last year and this year. And if we have enough time, I'll go into that. But I just want to give my first year last year, which was about 10 and a half months. Here is my kind of run through walkthrough of everything. If you guys have questions, shout it out. But I'm just kind of going through this real quick here. Business licenses. That was $21. I don't remember exactly what that was. Getting my LLC was what, $95, $91. Let's see here. Equipment rental. A portion of last year, I believe, was a buddy has a dump trailer, and I paid him, or he took some of the profits from being able to rent out his dump trailer. So that was pretty convenient. I might make a video about that coming up in the future. If you only have one or two and you're a small guy, maybe reach out to a roofer company or some smaller operation, and maybe they have some downtime where they're not using their dump trailer. Maybe they can make some cash. You can make some cash. Find out a deal that works with that. I know with my Progressive insurance, my understanding is that as long as I'm not constantly using it on a regular basis, I am able to have that other dumpster or dump trailer covered underneath the policy. But if it's on a regular basis, and I don't know exactly what determines that, if it's on a regular basis, then you would need to actually add it to your policy. So, anyways, equipment rental, equipment storage. So a portion, or a good portion of last year was $50 a month to my buddy who owns a property further out of town. It was an hour round trip, a lot of fuel, a lot of wear and tear on the truck and tires and everything on the dump trailer, a lot of extra leg work. So I eventually stopped doing that, and I can't remember exactly when. If I was on my screen, I could just pull it up and see, open this up. 661 and some change for equipment storage. So at least halfway through the year, I had two dump trailers, and having a 14-foot box plus the tongue and everything, plus the other one that's 2 feet longer as a 17 cubic yard. My whole driveway is gone, and I was still doing RV transport. I'm still doing RV transport now, even though we have basically no loads. So my driveway was, filled up, and then I would come home if they weren't rented out, because they probably weren't rented out that much last year. They I would come home with a camper, and I'm like, where in the world am I going to put all this stuff? Like, I'm running out of room. I don't have enough, room. I'm living in the city. I got in trouble one time with the city. They sent me a cute little letter saying that if you park any type of trailer on the side of the street, even in front of your house, then I'll be fined. I'll get my head chopped off or whatever. I don't know. And I was just like, man, this is getting crazy. Also, my wife was like, can I get a driveway back? Like, what? This is crazy. We were playing Tetris. Uh, she's looking at me right now. Just playing mad Tetris. And it was just sucking the life out of me. So equipment storage, I eventually went from further out away, $50 a month, low cost there, but high cost, just transporting everything and my time, to a place literally right next door to the only transfer station that I go to. Literally there's a fence between it. So I rented a space 40 foot long by 12 feet wide. And I started renting one. And then I believe this year, sometime early this year, I started renting a second one, which we can get into that more. But basically, one of them was for the dump trailers to fit in the 40-foot length. And then the other one this year, after I bought the roll-off trailer or roll-off truck that I still don't have working yet. And this is just the painful nitty gritty of the whole thing. Paying for storage for a truck and other dumpster behind it that I couldn't actually use. So anyways, so 661 for that. And I'm just kind of going through and explaining stuff. The ERS website. So I use the dumpster DRS website, all of the services, dumpster rental systems. And that's underneath ERS, Event Rental Systems. They built my website. That was $850. And then the first several months, it was being, I guess that was earlier on. It wasn't at the very end. I guess it was, man, when was that? I think it was built, but I didn't start using it until literally like December or something. Because I didn't understand it. I watched all the tutorial videos, and before I jump into something, I just really needed to dig through it and figure stuff out. So I really just took my time, which, it is what it is. I was paying for Work Easy up until that point. And then finally, after I felt confident enough to be able to take a phone call, do the dumpster, or do a full invoice with a customer, and not absolutely fumble all over while I'm on the phone with them. I finally canceled Work Easy and jumped over to ERS or DRS. Facebook ads, $677 for the year. I think we separated Facebook ads from other stuff. So that technically would, could be added to the advertising and marketing. And then what's next? Insurance for the year, or most of the year, $1,122.09. Again, smaller operation. I eventually bought my backup Ford truck. And that thing has paid for itself. It was $5,100. That thing has saved my bacon. It has uh, really allowed me to retain the money and the jobs and not let people down that I would have, because my Ram was either I was gone and somebody else helped me and drove it for me, or my truck was actually down. I'm going to go back to the comments here in for a second, and then I'll jump back into it. So we just finished with insurance, and then we'll keep going from there. Um, Jamie, American AF, what's good? Alejandro, that's why you never let your bins. It brings more problems than business. Never letter your bins. Okay. Um, Jamie, DRS, do you have a link? I guess I could get you one. I don't think I have a referral link or anything. But you can just look up DRS. They advertise. They've got a website to pull you in. If you want to mention my name or something, I don't know. I don't even know if they do anything. But yeah, DRS, Dumpster Rental Systems, operating underneath the Event Rental Systems. And by the way, I am a fanboy for DRS. I still don't fully know everything that you could do on there, and I'm slowly learning. But dude, they have thought of everything. It's incredible. At some point, if I can figure out how to record the screen and share what I want to share and talk through it, oh my word, just super helpful stuff. The not the scheduling, but the routing, the routing. I again, I literally have 2 dump trailers. I'm technically on my website. I have 3 because I'm my buddy's for the foreseeable future. He's letting me use his to rent out as well, and he's got a 17-yard, and be able to both of us make money on that third one there. But basically, their routing, it's just the best thing in the world. I didn't know how to use it or that it even existed for so long. And then I finally figured it out. And I'm like, dude, I'm not plugging, copying, and pasting to Google Maps and figuring all this out, trying to. And the thing is, like, I only have 2 dumpsters. Like, it shouldn't be that hard, Daniel. Are you serious? Like, come on, dude. But it has just been incredible. I love it, love it, love it. Oh my word. Okay, don't worry, nobody understands, dearest. That's why I dropped it. Dude, if you can power through it. And the other side of this stuff is because I have had such difficulty navigating, I have called the ERS support or whoever. I don't know how many times, and every single time they have been so supportive. They've picked up right where I've been at and walked me through everything. Either they have shown it to me, we go through examples, like, no, it's just easy, just do this, boom, boom, boom. I've called for the same question a couple times, and I think called and talked to the same person, and they were so very kind. Just the best customer support. I don't know how you go wrong. Like, if you don't know anything, they'll get you to where you know what you need to know. So there's still some stuff I don't know, and I'm just playing around with. But I'm excited about it because I know I've gone through so many things with them. If I don't understand something, they'll get me there, 100%. So, Jamie, I want to start a junk removal dump rental side hustle to get out of my 6 to 3 mechanic job eventually, but I do want to get a website going as soon as possible. Can you show me who made yours? Yeah, Jamie, I had made a super sketchy Wix, Wix.com website, which was basically unusable. It was just, I was able to say that I have a website. They took the pictures, the colors, the whole format, and they stole everything and put it onto my website that they built. Um, do not do what I did at the beginning. Don't use Wix. Don't try to figure it out yourself. It's going to be an absolute train wreck. Unless you're better than me. I did. If you have no idea what you're doing, it's going to show, and your website's going to be a joke, and it's going to be just above, a scam looking setup, a scam looking operation. I'm sure there's people who went to my website and were like, uh, I don't even know where to begin. This is an absolute joke. I'm out, you know. So please go to DRS or anybody. Don't try to do it yourself. I literally spent I don't know how many nights trying to figure out how to build this website and to navigate and oh my word. That's not running your business. That's a waste of your time. I don't know what to say else. Find somebody else, please. American F, what's up, Jamie? DRS is great. Hard to get a first, but worth every penny. Yeah. It really, like I said, I'm super duper slow, I guess. And they held my hand through it, and we're operational now. That doesn't mean it's exactly pretty, and I know everything, but we're working there. So 100%, I agree with you. That's true. The DRS crew is very friendly. I still uh, rather Docket by far. Okay, yeah, I've never used Docket. Like I said before, DRS I used Work Easy. I mean, it was good. It I mean, I got paid, so it worked, but it was a little difficult. And definitely not, especially having the inventory system in the DRS. I mean, just beautiful. Let's see here. Jamie, DRS sounds like the way to go. Hearing it is difficult at first, but with trial and error, we got this. Yes, Jamie, if you're able to give yourself a couple days where you just, I mean, maybe less, but a couple hours a day or whatever. If you already have a different system that's easier to work with, great. But if you can slowly chip away at that, ask questions, call in. Seriously, it is just. I've got an app on my phone, and first of all, I was scared to download the app and everything because I was like, man, I'm gonna be my fat fingers are gonna be pressing all the buttons and messing everything up and charging the wrong people and it was very intimidating. But I'm telling you, dude, as soon as it's the second you get it, you're just gonna be like, oh, it's just a relief, 100%. So I'm sure there's other stuff out there that's great, but the DRS, man, it's just where I'm at. I have no plans of ever leaving. Let's see, but I have nothing but nice things to say about the DRS people. It's so nice. Yeah, I'm with you. I got you. Um, pick your poison, whatever. Nothing's perfect. It is what it is, but yeah, that's great. We'll get back to it here. So just kind of recap. Anybody else who's new here last year, my gross number, the income was 41,284.05. My dump fees were 91.69. So that left me to then pay for all these expenses 32,114. And then right now we're down to next is meals. I believe meals, all of last year, I wanted to intentionally not pay for any type of meal because I was scared to death that, I'm using my company card to pay for a meal that, what in the world is that a misuse of funds? What am I doing? And I think I actually ended up using, this year I have used the meals for business meals, talking over business or working, on business things. And I was out and about and I had to do something. Um, Last year, though, I believe I messed up a number of times where I used the wrong card because I'm with the same bank for personal and business to make it easier. And $123.61, I believe, it was every time they'd hand me the card back from the fast food or the restaurant, And I wasn't thinking because I'm so used to paying for the dump fees and stuff. I'm like, oh my word, Daniel, you just paid for the, you should have. So yeah, 123. That scared me to death. Um, it is what it is. Memberships and subscriptions, $750 last year. I honestly don't know what that is right now, so let me pull that up real quick. Um, what is that? What am I subscribed to or a membership for? Let's pull that up. Excuse me. Last year run report. Okay. What's the 754? Oh, 750 was for a mentorship. Paid somebody $750 for that. Merchant fees. I believe that's just let's see. Yeah, merchant fees. That's going straight to DRS or the credit card fees or whatever. I believe that's what it was. So that was $993 and some change. Phone service, $333. That I believe includes the app on my phone, the Grasshopper phone line app. I didn't want to go with one that was tied to a website or something else. I think DRS offers that. Work Easy offered that, I'm pretty sure. And I didn't want to get tied up with that. Grasshopper it's its own thing. And I appreciated being able to separate the two, personal and business. So I've enjoyed that. I'm not 1,000,000% thrilled with them, but unless something really wows me, I have no plans on changing to a different phone thing. At some point, I'll make a video talking about the actual phone service of Grasshopper. Let's see, supplies, $508. I think that's thrown around between Amazon stuff that I've bought for backup camera. That's the wheel chocks for the dump trailers. That's other things I don't remember. Everything, probably some Rural King or Harbor Freight stuff. Those kind of things. Travel airfare. So last year at the very end of the year, I flew into Houston. That was where I get for RV transport. I get all the big cities mixed up in my mind for Texas. I've been through there so many times. I've been through Texas so many times over the last 6 years in RV transport. But it's Houston that I flew into to buy the roll-off truck that I bought. The seller picked me up at the airport. We drove, I think it was 45 minutes away, northwest of Houston. And then I literally that night I drove somewhere, stopped somewhere in the middle of the night, really late, got a hotel, and then drove the entire rest of the way, all the way back up. Let me go back here. Let's see. Todd, do you have a DOT on your other truck? No, I don't. It's not interstate, it's intrastate, and I don't need a DOT number for that. How do you write the cost of equipment off? It's just on there. Oh, you mean the actual equipment, the dump trailers. So those were put into the taxes. So I believe one of them is fully written off. The other one is written off for 5-year span. And then because the big roll off truck that I'm still trying to get operational, I believe that was all written off last year, or I can't remember. I'll have to look at the information on that. I'm going to be talking through more of this stuff. My video for making or for actually showing the roll off trailer that I have. That's going to be either a long video or like a part 2 or 3 video, going through everything, all the chaos and stupid mistakes that I've made, and everything with that. So, um, yeah. Also the backup truck is written off too. The 5100 for that. Jamie, I am not. I take 10% gross, to me as profit. I am not a full time dumpster rental guy. I literally have 2 dump trailers. I have sort of a third one through a buddy I'm able to use now. The roll off truck and the 2 10-yard dumpsters that came with it, they are not in operation yet. There's a whole bunch of craziness to do with that. Trouble that I can only get myself in, it seems, but yeah, I'm gonna be going through all that when I talk through it. But yeah, I've been in RV transport for 6+ years. Basically, what I do or what I have done when we have had more dumpster or campers available to haul, I would take 2 day trips a week or maybe longer. I'll drive to Connecticut and drive back. 2 days, 2.5 days roughly, and then I might have a dumpster rental, on Wednesday or Friday or something. When I very first started, it was very very slow, and so basically I would since then I have been doing more day trips, as in I go out and I'm back. I deliver and then I come back home before the next morning. So I'll do 2, maybe 3 of those a week, and then I'm able to drop off and pick up and dump in the mornings, and then I just leave after that. So that really really has pushed me to be it's been very 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 difficult to make that whole schedule work. Like, we're talking 16, 18-hour days on those days, but then the next day I might not have another camper or dumpster, but also have to pick up the dumpster because I'll do shorter term rentals. So lower inventory, I do shorter term rentals for right now. So good question though. So yeah, travel airfare $335, one trip down to Houston. Total hotels 430. That was 2 hotels or 430, man. Maybe that was 2 nights, I guess. Maybe I didn't make it back in one night. I can't remember. That was like December 6th or 11th or something like that. Here we go. Vehicle expenses. Gas, fuel, 2471. That was for diesel. All of my trucks are diesel. Vehicle repairs, 22. I'm sorry, vehicle registration, 2288. So that was all the taxes, the actual registration, and renewal and all that for those things, and the dump trailers. So that's a little bit of everything there. Let's see here. Repairs for last year between everything, $3,812.97. That was for repairs for everything. And then wash and road services. I had an $11 truck wash. There's one place in Lafayette where I am able to fit my Ram dually truck in at the car wash, and it's a laser guided whoozy whatsy, and so I'm actually able to get a car wash. So apparently I did one one car wash when it was really bad. I did that last year. So after all of that, the combined expenses. So again, total gross was 41,284 minus the 9,100 for dump fees. That leaves me, after all these expenses, with 18,660. Or I'm sorry. Oh yeah, total expenses minus the 18,000. So that leaves me a net operating income with 13,454 for the year. So That's not paying myself a dime. I have 13,000 left for all of that. Apparently I made $225 in tips. So tip income was added after the fact, I guess, down here. So the net total is 13,679 and 24 cents. That was last year. A part of that, I didn't pay myself a dime last year. Um, um, Basically, how I started and funded this whole thing was I paid for everything up front. I kept not good enough track, but I paid for from the Facebook ads straight out of my personal account before I started the Profit First account whole system with the LLC and getting everything put together there. So the front end of the bill was all me funding it, and so I was kind of guessing and going back through transactions in my personal accounts, and it doesn't actually show it here on the profit loss. It would be the total balance sheet, but I would, once I made enough to reimburse myself, but still have some money left over for the business, I would pay myself back for the money that I had put in there because I was operating on very thin ice, thinner ice than today, doing the RV transport and dumpsters throughout the week constantly. If I even had dumpsters, there's some weeks I had none. There was months where I went like 3 or 4 weeks with one or two or less. It was very, very slow at the beginning. Probably for a lot of reasons. My inability to tell the world I exist and to get out there and to work at it. But it's been a very slow process. So we're at 42 minutes. I was really only wanting to go about an hour. You tell me if anybody's still awake here. Do you want me to go through this year? Or I'm sorry. Well, doesn't help much. I can print off just this year, what's happened so far. Um, what 8.5 months here? But I don't know why I did this, but I printed off all of last year and this year so far, just to kind of give a grand total. If anybody says anything in the chat, let me know what you think. Would you like me to go through this? What I've literally from day one until now, a year and 8.5 months, I guess. I don't think this isn't technically up to date to this very day with QuickBooks. The bookkeeper hasn't, worked through this half of the month yet or whatever yet. But somebody say something in the chat. Do you want me to go through this or just chit chat about other stuff um, or what? I don't know. Any thoughts? I guess if no one says anything, last year, I bought my first dump trailer actually in 19, the end of 19. And for me, last year, I can't tell you how many nights I spent. This is the spare bedroom, whatever I use it as an office. I've got a TV over here. Sometimes I game or watch movies. We'll Carol lay on the bed. I'll sit in this comfy chair here, and then I'll be working on the laptop. We'll be together in here. Last year I spent I don't know how many nights just trying to figure out what is the next thing that I need to learn about this business. What's the one do I need to work on advertising? Do I need to work on Facebook ads? I sort of understand the SEO aspect of at least YouTube stuff. My other channel, High Mileage Helper, I understand how, videos getting recognized or recommended and all that stuff. You really need to have your ducks in order so that YouTube can pick up your video, understand what it is, and then push it out to people. um, because that's my main channel or whatever here on YouTube. I haven't really focused that much on this channel, with really putting all that effort into it. But as far as the business goes, the business comes first. This channel comes second to the business. Um, with the business, I've just thought, man, how do I do this? How do I get in front of more people? Not paying $1 million to do it. How can I get recognized? How can I literally get in front of more eyeballs? That's the name of the game. Um, and having that percentage of people who actually say yes to you. So last year was a lot of nights of just asking, the question, where do I go from here? What do I do now? Figuring out how these things are really connected. My Google My Business, I think I'm up to like 31, 32 5-star. Well, I have one 1-star rating, and I don't know who gave it to me, but they lied in their message on it. They said that they tried to call and they couldn't get me to call them back, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but every other customer that I've had is a 5-star rating. I try to make sure that they are completely satisfied, that they have no other questions left on the table. Um, I really try to, if I'm able to meet them in person, and talk through everything with them, I try to it well, if I'm able to be there and I know what project they're doing. Sometimes people don't want to talk about it. They're like, it's my own, whatever thing. But I really try to make them feel, and it's true, I really want them to succeed with whatever project it is. So if they need the dump trailer here, well, hey, let's account for where this is positioned. Maybe we can make this more easier on you. I can put it at an angle. Maybe we can make this work. Really trying to accommodate customers so that they feel and they see I am invested in your project. Whatever your deal is, I'm with you. Um, Ultimately, yeah, I'm here for the money, but I want you to succeed, because if you do, then that means I did as well. So how can I serve you best so that we are all successful in this? So that's been my primary target. And I'm wanting to build on that with my own personal skills, talking on the phone with customers, or or navigating, whatever type of project they have, where the, ultimately it's literally a dumpster. You put it somewhere, they fill it up, you haul it out of there. It's not rocket science. Okay. It's not that big of a deal. But it is a big deal to them. And so anyways, I really want to understand the business to the point where they see that I'm thinking of things ahead of them, so that, hey, this might not be the best idea here or there, or um, how much stuff do you have? You have multiple rooms and you just have one person who's going to help you clean it out. I'm not telling you what to do, but a 1-day rental might not work the best for you. Maybe a 2-day, we could, talk through that, or, you know, there's just a lot of things that I think we can do to really serve the customer service. I want people to be blown away by the thoughtfulness that went into just a silly little dumpster. Something that, as I'm learning more and more, and I'm thinking about it, and this might be a video in the future as well, but like, how many people actually rent a dumpster? Very, very few. The average person sees dumpsters at restaurants, at construction sites, at wherever things are really happening, at being built or torn down, whatever. But unless there's a death in the family, unless there's I don't know, a hoarder situation, or spring cleaning, maybe people think they have enough junk to go into a dumpster. Some other people might just slowly trickle it down to their garbage cans, once a week, and save the money and just slowly get rid of it. Um, Most people don't rent dumpsters. Um, which means not only do you have to, not only do they have to be sold on you as the person to do the work, that they trust, that you're actually going to show up, but they have to be educated. They need to know what in the world, how does this work? Do I rent it by the month? Is it a week long? Like, and the thing is, because so many different companies, like you and I, depending on how many dumpsters you have or whatever, you might go by the week. There's some people who go by 10 days or 14 days, a month long. I go by literally the day. I have such low inventory. It means that I have to get a lot of more customers. And I've slowly grown and more, but not every company operates the same way. So they're walking into a situation. I'm trying to get inside their head. What does this really look like? They don't know. They really probably don't know what they need. They don't understand the whole process, and they don't know how or why all these companies are operating on different time lengths. What do they include? 1 ton, 2 ton, 4 ton? Who knows? They don't know. So there's actually meeting their need, but then educating them. And I really want to try to streamline that. um, whether on my website or the efficiency of me talking on the phone with them. I don't want to write. I don't want to give them a novel over the phone. They're not here for a novel. They have questions, but then there are questions that they don't even know they need to ask. So if I'm doing them justice, I need to be thinking a couple steps ahead at least to help walk them through this journey, this process to get to, okay, here's what's happening. Here's what needs to happen. Here's what's going to happen. We found the total solution right here. Um, that's a journey. That's a process. um, uh, I'm still on that process, painfully, very painfully. I'm trying to. I want to get in their head. I want to provide a quality service for people that they know they're going to be treated right, and they can expect and ultimately trust. They can literally trust me. They can hopefully trust you to deliver exactly what you said you would do. And if you just do that, I mean, you don't have to come up, arrive in a spaceship. If you just literally do what you say you're going to do, you're above the competition by miles. And people all over the YouTube and everybody, they talk about that. If you literally just do what you say, it's crazy. Most people don't even go to work. They don't even show up. They're just like, well, if you just do what you say you're going to do, you're going to blast off in outer space. It may be a slower build up or whatever. I feel like I'm going plenty slow, but I feel like sometimes it's pretty fast pace. As I'm really learning a lot of hard lessons sometimes. So I don't know. Have I bored everybody? Is anybody still here? It says there's 8 people here. I have literally no idea if anybody's here. Uh, I'm just talking through this stuff. This was last year, or 10 and some change months. It was a slow grind, for real. We're at 53 minutes. Nobody has said a word since. Um, so I may hop off here. I would like to do more of these live streams. I do that's my brother David, popping in here again. Growing up, my nickname was the Muffin Man. Don't ask questions. You don't need to know why. But my bro is not asleep. But I might do more. Like I said, I would like to do more of these live streams. Just kind of talking through this stuff, brainstorming things with you, sharing all my information. Um, there is not a red button you get to push and things just poof. Because the thing, and this is honestly, this is another video that I've really been thinking about. The business grows, hopefully, and that's great. But if you don't grow with your business, you might as well just I don't know. I mean, a business that grows in customers and income and all that stuff, at a certain point, if you are not leveling up and growing yourself as a person and your knowledge and your service and your communication, and at some point, if you have to hire somebody else, um, your communication with them and streamlining, what you want done, how you want it to be done, because they're representing you. If you can't communicate and learn through those things and level up, at some point there will be, I believe at least, there will be a decline of your business grows to a certain point and you're gonna tap out. It's gonna come to a ceiling you're not gonna be able to go through, because you're gonna be sitting there going, well, I don't understand why my business isn't growing higher. It's because you haven't. And I don't know what the percentage is, or if you could even put that in dollars and cents terms, but I don't believe you can just set it on autopilot. I mean, that's just not how it works. Um, as you grow, as your business grows, you better be growing as quickly as you can as an individual to I mean, almost be ahead of it. Um, you're going to get caught with your pants down, uh, because the business is going to say, it's going to demand more of you, a more efficiency from you, uh, fill in the blank, whatever. And if you're not actively going, how can I learn? How can I grow personally? How can I be the right guy to fit the right problem, or to fit the problem? You're going to get left in the dust. And when that happens, I'm assuming the nosedive of your business is going to go, um, it's a process. I've taken my sweet, sweet time in even starting the business name, um, acquiring the trailer. I bought it in the middle of winter. I didn't have a rental for several months until that February last year. Like, um, there's probably a number of people who say that the way I've gone is pretty stupid. The process that I've taken is not the most efficient, and I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say you're wrong. Um, the way I have done things has bought me time for me to catch up. The inefficiencies, the failure in me of things that I'm just not good at, or I didn't even know I needed to be looking at or thinking about. Um, I'll say this. I've been reflecting on it. Yesterday, I had a shingle job, and it's with the one roofer that uses me on a regular basis. We've had a good working relationship this whole time. That relationship was a part of a video I talked about quite a while ago, last winter, I guess. And basically, um, we'll just say, I'm not going to say to the degree. I'm not going to say publicly, but they overloaded my dumpster. They overloaded it. It was not good. And so I dealt with the problem. I took care of it, and it was a nightmare, and it was actually physically painful, but it was dealt with, and I took care of it. And afterwards, with a cool mind and not upset and ready to go to war, not because I'm fearful of losing him as a customer, but because my end goal is not to ridicule and attack my customers because you did me wrong. Da, 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 da. That's garbage. That's weak, short term minded. It's just weakness. But I approached the customer with a cool mind, and I just said, "Hey, here's the situation, and here's what happened, and it put a lot of things at risk, and I can't have this happen again. And so, can we find a solution so that this doesn't ever happen again? I want to work with you. I want to find this solution so that we continue this whole process. I really appreciate how you work. He's very humble, very kind, very slow to speak, quick to listen, and that's where I want to be too. So I said, "Hey, can we brainstorm this? Can we figure this out? Because what just happened, I'm gonna have to charge you a lot more for the situation that happened. But I want to, figure this out together. Let's find the solution together." And so he said, "Thank you so much for working with me. I'm so sorry. I didn't even know this happened. Da 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 da." Very very kind. He took full responsibility, which is so rare. Oh my word, this guy is a one in a million roofer, I guess. Very very kind, but he took full responsibility. Said it shouldn't have happened. Doesn't matter if I wasn't there and the crew, doesn't care or not. I have to care, and I let you down. I'm sorry. Charge. He said at the end, he said, "Charge me whatever you need to charge me. I don't care. I won't say a word." That's the type of guy this guy is. And so, judging by that, like he's a stand up dude. And I think he also knows that I'm not out here trying to take advantage of people. I'm not trying to throw people under the, under the river, uh, under the bus. I'm trying to run an honest business and take care of people, to have a reputation that's worth something, and someday be able to provide for my family from this someday. So, anyways, we came up with the idea of, well, either on a bigger job where it could be risky, where depending on how many layers of shingles there are, let's and how big it is, and we don't know how many layers there might be underneath patching in other areas, then we're either going to he's going to have both of my dumpsters for the day, or they're going to have me on standby for those jobs, because it's only half a day that it really takes on most jobs to rip off. Usually by 9 in the morning, they're halfway done or something, because they start at like 5 or 6. But either rent both of them for the day or a dump and return. So being able to work through that, learning how to communicate, how to deal with this stuff. And I was thinking about that situation after, yesterday when it happened. And I was thinking, man, if this situation would have happened a year ago, the business, could have taken it. Whatever that means, the business side of stuff, it would have been okay. But how would I have handled it? What would be different a year ago in me as a communicator, as a business owner, knowing how to charge him fairly, what really goes into this whole thing. A year ago, I wouldn't have known. And I probably my default setting is the bigger the number, the more I feel guilty for or something. Like if I'm going to error, I prefer to err on the side of caution and to not overcharge somebody. I don't want to rip anybody off. If I could run this business, it would almost be a charity, but if I could run this business and money wasn't a factor, I'd love to just help people out, people who are in need. I would love that. I've done that a couple times for people who legitimately were in need, said, forget about the pay. Let's, whatever. But like, it literally, I don't think I would have been ready to handle a situation like that. And I would have been squirming, and my head would have just popped off. I don't think I would have gone after the guy or been upset, I probably would have been upset, but you know, just stopped, say, I'm done with you. I don't trust you. I'm done um, with you as a customer. Like, I don't know what I would have done. So your business growing and you growing, it's got to happen. And sometimes maybe your business wants to grow really fast, and that's great. Good for you. But if you're not going to be growing really fast, hopefully as well, to match that as you grow together up, I don't know what you're going to do. So for me, the business has been slow. That's great because I'm slow and it's taking time to get through this stuff. And I'm comfortable at the pace that I'm going. And I think a lot of people they get sucked into this thinking of um, whether they see somebody on YouTube, they see somebody locally that they know that started their business, and oh well, I've got however many dumpsters, and they get jealous. They literally envy the person, and they just think, oh my word, I've got to have what he has, and that's just a fantasy world. Um, it needs to be an organic growth with you growing as well, and you can't force yourself to grow. You can't zap it into your mind. You can read all the information, but until it clicks in your own mind, boy, oh boy, um, it's going to be tough. So, anyways, it's my thought. That was my growth last year or numbers. Um, as I said before, the balance sheet would show it, but technically my balance sheet, because I didn't track it well, and I can't prove many different things from the personal account and stuff, it shows I had a lot more income than I ever did. I think I started paying myself very at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. I can't remember, but it shows last year that I made quite a bit of profit. That was not profit. That was paying myself back, and I can't prove it. And I'm not going to get. I'm not going to hope that the government doesn't come after me. I just took it. Took it on the cheek, and now that we know what's going on, and I can prove these things, um, you know, we'll go forward from there. So, yeah, 41 and some change down to 32 and some change down to 13.5, and then up to 13.6 with some tips people gave. So that's cool. Maybe next week or sometime. I'd like to have a consistent, like I said, I'd like to have a consistent live stream on here. I just don't know what I would do it because my other live stream every week that I do on Sunday nights, that's right after church, and yeah, I don't know when I'm going to do it. With campers and dumpsters now, I am home more right now, not because I exactly want to be, because I need income from RV transport, but it's not happening right now. Um, I got to figure it out. So at some point, I will try to find a time that's consistent where I actually for sure I'm home and I can do more live streams. Um, until then, we'll just kind of whenever I pop up, I'll try to do the upcoming scheduled thing. And if you guys can be here, that'd be cool. If not, catch the replay, whatever. Um, if you want to chat about this stuff more one on one, you can with me. Um, I'm charging for that just because it's the same thing with RV transport. Um, not because I'm a guru, but I just even with not having campers right now, there's a lot of stuff I need to do, and my time is valuable, and your time is valuable too. If I can be a help, reach out to me. I think I've got a link in maybe not this description, but other descriptions to do like a consultation thing. Um, I don't have the highest numbers, but it's a process and it's a journey. So let me know if I can help at all more intimately with business stuff. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. I think I've got a video that I need to edit. I can't remember. That might be for the other channel. But yeah, I will see you soon. Have a good one, guys. Have a good football night if you're watching tonight. But have a good weekend as well. See you guys. Have a good one.